What's good, everybody? We're getting that malicious compliance fixed today. Here we go. You sure you want to see the manager? I work at a local restaurant as a waitress. This kid, probably 20 years old, comes in and says he filled out an application. We were pretty busy and it was very obvious. Full outdoor patio was filled and it was 2 p.m. in the summer in a touristy town. I had some downtime since my tables were all good and I tell him I can give it to a manager. He says he wants to see the manager, introduce himself, and give him the application in person. As I'm about to explain that we are kind of busy at the moment and it would be better for him to either come back during the week or a less busy time, or to just let me put it on his desk, a coworker comes up and hugs the kid. They apparently went to high school together. He explains he wants to apply and asks to see the manager. My coworker says that she's a little busy but it was good to see him, they should catch up, etc. The kid then turns to me and says he can wait for me to get the manager. I finally ask if he's sure and that he may be a little busy. He says he doesn't mind waiting until he's not busy, but then folds his arms and takes a Karen stance of, I'm waiting. I then quickly walk throughout the restaurant trying to find the manager. Some of my coworkers in the kitchen kinda annoyed since they are very busy and didn't want to be bothered by me asking, have you seen manager's name? I finally find the manager in the back of the kitchen helping cut onions and other fixins. He sometimes works in the kitchen when they need help or are understaffed. I can see he's very busy. He has a giant bowl next to him full of uncut tomatoes, onions, etc. I approach him and the conversation goes like this. Hey, manager's name. There's someone with an application who wants to see a manager. Tell him to leave it on other manager's name's desk. He said he wants to deliver it, quote, in person, end quote. And yes, I used air quotes. Manager, fine then. The manager stops what he's doing and is obviously very annoyed. He comes out of the kitchen and heads towards the front and the kid is still there. Side note, the manager can be a bit intimidating, especially when he's stressed, but he's the best. Shout out to you, manager. The manager also looks very annoyed and he's walking very fast towards the front, still wearing his duty apron and gloves. The manager takes off one of his gloves, shakes the kid's hand, the kid introduces himself, and I go back to check on my tables. About a few minutes later, I come back towards the host stand to see if any of my coworkers need help. I hear the kid talking about his work ethic, previous job experience, how he enjoyed the food at the restaurant, how he knew some of the servers there already, etc. He seemed a little full of himself, to be honest. The manager finally interrupts him and says, okay, thanks for dropping this off. I gotta get back to the kitchen now. The kid thanks him and the kid leaves. The manager takes one look at the application and then turns to me and says, this kid's name is never freaking getting hired here. Comes here, feels the freaking need to interrupt us on a nice day during lunch rush. Idiot. The manager then tears the application in half, then quarters, and then a few more times and throws it out. He rolls his eyes and walks back to the kitchen. The coworker who knew the kid is also standing near me and sees the whole thing. I turn to her and tell her that her friend isn't getting hired. She shrugs and chuckles and goes back to what she was doing. Surprisingly, this happened again the past week, but I wasn't there to see it. I was at my tables and wasn't paying attention to anyone else really, which is what made me think of this story. Moral of the story, don't bother managers when their place of business is obviously very busy and you want to impress them. Alright, the kid might have shown up at an inconvenient time, but it sounds like this business needs some new employees up in there. When following the rules gets really shitty. I want to state there are no good people in this story, only pure, 100% unadulterated malicious compliance. That's what I'm talking about. I'm at Costco trying to order a pair of glasses. If you've ever been to a Costco, the optical department is usually either next to the entrance or next to the membership desk on the way to the exit. If it's the latter, the entire area is pandemonium from people trying to exit, return things, get memberships, and order optical lenses. My Costco is the latter. I'm standing there with my ticket waiting to be called. My ticket is like 54 and they're on number 48 and there are only 3 guys, so this is taking a while. I notice a woman in the area hold a fussy toddler, I suppose just on the verge of being able to talk, looking for the first available employee. It just so happens that one of the optical guys was done with a customer, so the woman goes up to him and they have an exchange like this. Excuse me, ma'am, you'll need to take a ticket and wait. But ma'am, take a ticket, there are other people in front of you. Yeah, but I just wanted to, ma'am, take a ticket, that's the last time I'm going to tell you. You can wait in line like everyone else. At this point, the woman accepts defeat and her toddler is getting fussy. She grabs a ticket and puts her child on the ground. The kid is crying at this point loudly, but I just have my headphones in, just trying to wait for my turn. And then it happens. This kid unleashes a torrent of poop that basically explodes in his pants and gets all over the AC display stuff they try to sell you on the way out. I'm amazed that much poop came out of this little boy. He is crying up a storm and his mom is trying to comfort him, but it just keeps coming and coming. At the same time, he's waddling around and getting it all over the place. The entire area, myself included, jumps back and is giving this lady some space. Finally, after what seems like an eternity, it stops. The kid is crying, his mom is holding him, crap running down her arms. There is fecal matter in about a 10-foot radius everywhere. All traffic to the exit has stopped as horrified shoppers look on. The optical department, including OG, stare at this woman. She marches herself, son in tow, up to the man. I was wondering if you could tell me where the bathroom was. OG sheepishly points to an area behind the registers and the woman walks away. I decide to come back later when the area doesn't smell like a raccoon freaking died. Trying to stifle my laughter the whole way though. Oh, I don't understand this one. The lady just stood there instead of trying to find the bathroom. She's just, alright, I'll just take a number and let him shit all over the place. That's cool. No worries. You want to be an asshole? Alright, let's do this. Are you sure you want to do that? This story's a little crossover from Tales from Tech Support, so a little bonus for you. Here we go. About 3 years ago, I used to work at the tech department for a customer support provider. Our client was a budget internet service provider, so you know what's up. Besides customer support, I also worked a few hours per week as quality monitor. This basically means that I listen to recorded calls and grade them on how well the employee did. My colleague, let's call him Bert, emailed me that I have to listen to the call he is having right now with a customer, Miss Ladypants. 10 minutes later, I see that he is done with the call. I download the recording, which also contains a screenshot of Bert's desktop, so I also could see what he was doing during the call. The call was not in English, so I translated as accurate as I could. Bert, good afternoon and welcome to client. My name is Bert. How can I help you? Ladypants? Yeah, hi. You need to fix my Wi-Fi. It just stopped working on all my devices. This is the 2 billionth time this week. Bert, loading the customer data. That sounds like quite the problem, ma'am. On all your devices, you say? Yeah, but I still have TV. Indeed, I can see that your internet still works, so it seems to be just the Wi-Fi. Bert follows the regular troubleshoot, which takes a few minutes, but Ladypants becomes impatient and quickly starts to scold Bert. Why does this take so long? Is this your first day or something? No, ma'am, but not all problems can be fixed quickly. I don't have time for this BS. Can you transfer me to someone who actually knows this shit? At this moment, Bert's audibly getting pissed. I can see him opening up his work mail and sending me the actual message as I think to myself, Bert, you baldy motherfucker, you. Bert, I'm sorry, Miss Ladypants, but you'll have to deal with me. Let's just focus on the problem, okay? No, I'm done with you. All of you. I want to cancel my whole package, you hear? Right now. Are you sure? I think it's better if you— No, I don't want to hear any more excuses. For the second time, cancel it. Okie dokie, ma'am. This will only take a minute. I'll be right back. Bert calls to admin in the back office. Hi, admin. Miss Ladypants would like to immediately cancel her complete subscription. Admin, is she sure about that, buddy? Yes, I asked her specifically. He didn't lie. Admin, alrighty then. The order is first in the list, so that is done. All services are terminated. The final bill for this month will be recalculated around some date. Bert, cool, thanks. Bert goes back to Ladypants. Thank you for waiting, Miss Ladypants. What have you done? My TV stopped working. Well, that's because you've canceled your subscription, so the services stopped too. What the f? I didn't mean that. You know what? I'm gonna file the biggest complaint you've ever seen. Give me your name and transfer me to your complaint department. I'm very sorry about that, ma'am, but if you want to do that, you will have to become a customer first. Can I do anything else to help you with? You piece of And the recording ends there. Bert has never heard about her again. She went to a different internet service provider. She did ask him to cancel it twice. I don't see why she's tripping out. She doesn't have the right to freak out when he actually cancels it. Lady takes my fast food order and thinks it's hers. First off, this happened a few years ago to me. I was at a fast food restaurant and my food had just been made and my order number has been called. I saw them call the number and put the food down at the same time. So I'm on my way to pick up my food with my order number that was given on my receipt. An important thing to know is that the sandwich I ordered had the restaurant's spiciest sauce, which was an extremely spicy sauce made from ghost peppers, which, according to Google, is 400 times more spicy than your normal sauce you would find sitting on a table at a restaurant. As I walk up to pick up the tray with food, an older woman, who from now on we'll call Karen, picks up my tray with food on it. I confront her about it politely and let her know that that is actually my food, as I had the receipt with the correct order number that had been called, and everything on the tray matched the purchased food on the receipt. Karen completely ignores the receipt and insists that it's hers. She goes on and on about how it is really hers and that I should just let her enjoy her meal. So that's exactly what I did, knowing fully that the ghost pepper sauce was on the sandwich. I wasn't that hungry anyway, so I decided to sit down, drink my drink. I was given a cup when I placed my order for a drink, and watch Karen realize there are ghost peppers on my sandwich. Next thing I know, Karen gets sent to the hospital because she is highly allergic to ghost peppers. No, just kidding, that part didn't actually happen. Karen was steaming mad and came over to tell me that I should have warned her about the ghost peppers. At that point, Karen was having such a fit that management asked me if Karen was bothering me. I said yes, got my meal remade, and also received a free meal for the next time as a sorry that Karen was bothering you. I ate my delicious meal with ghost pepper sauce and was on my way. I could see this happening all the time. Sometimes I wish I liked spicy food, but then I remember that I like having a butthole. I can't handle foods that are too spicy. Alright everybody, that's it for this episode of Malicious Compliance. Make sure you subscribed if you haven't already for future content. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.